You may want to invite your families to join you. Maybe you can share the link with them, or possibly you're actually together at home. We're going to start with a nice long-legged position. Just to introduce myself, my name is Daphne, and this is my daughter, Dottie, who's joining me for the stretch as well. So we have nice long legs in front of us. Our shoulders are moving back and down, and our spine is straight. Going to inhale the arms all the way up. Take an exhale. And then on the inhale, point your toes and have a nice long stretch. So don't round your back, we want the back to be nice and stretched. Inhale lifts you up, and exhale, release down. Toes are up, arms are up. Take an inhale, and an exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, point toes, lengthen through the spine and the hamstrings. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Toes are up. Arms are up. Take an inhale and an exhale. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, point and lengthen. Then inhale, lift up. And exhale, release down. Going to draw those feet towards the groin. Now the closer they are to the groin, the more deep you're going to go into your hips. So it's entirely up to you whether you have them halfway or all the way. Same flow with the arms. Open the arms. Take an inhale. Soften the shoulders. Exhale. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, we lengthen. Remember, the spine remains straight, so look at your fingers. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And then this is the last one. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lengthen. And inhale, rising all the way up. And exhale, release. So bring the knees together. We have long legs again. And this time I'm going to open those legs nice and wide. So you're going to go right into the adductors, the inner thighs here. I suggest you take the flesh away from your sit bones. So move that flesh back. There's plenty of to move back. Toes are up. Arms are up. Same flow. The inhale lifts up. Point the toes. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Toes are up. Arms are up. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, point and lengthen. Can you feel it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you feel it?
I can feel it.
Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Toes are up. If you've got tight hamstrings, you're probably bending your knees. Take an exhale. Let's go. Inhale, lift up. Toes up. Exhale, point. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, release. Pick up the knees. Bring the legs back long together. Nice, easy breathing. It's going to take a nice back bend. So fingertips behind you and lift up your hearts. Feel a nice back bend. Some of you will stay with that little flow. Some of you will place your feet flat onto your mat. And inhale, lift up the hips. Don't let the head throw back. Just lift up the hips. Squeeze the butts. Get those glutes working as well. They are your hip flexors. And exhale, release down. And then the last one for those who may want a little bit more intense. We're going to lift up the whole body, draw the toes down, and then if the neck allows, release the head. And then release back down again. And then come back to long legs and a nice cross-legged position. You can do this with long legs if you want to. We're just going to work into the shoulders. So bring your hands to your shoulders, fingertips on the shoulders, and just draw the elbows together. And then a big circle takes them behind you. So really working into the shoulder joint. Nice easy breathing. And then we're just going to do one more and then reverse that. So bring the elbows together and then take them behind you. So you may get some clicking and cracking in the shoulders. It's just synovial fluid finding little air bubbles. Don't worry, as long as it comes without pain. And then we release. We're going to bring our arms into angel arms, Christmas angels. So the arms are strong. Take an inhale and exhale the elbows together. What's happening in the chest? Inhale, open and expand the chest. Draw the shoulder blades together behind you. Exhale, close. Inhale, open and expand the chest. Exhale, close. And then one more, inhale, open, expanding the chest. And exhale, close. And then bring your hands to the knees. I'm going to lift up the shoulders softly and drop them down softly. Lift them up softly and drop them down softly. Just change the cross of your legs. Taking your left arm all the way up, stretch. And then walk the other hand away from you and exhale over. Feel that beautiful side stretch.
I like this one.
Lift up the heart, gaze to the ceiling. Dottie likes this one. That's what she's just whispered to me. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Opposite arm lift up. Take an inhale and exhale over. And then lift up your heart and look to the ceiling. And then we come all the way back to the centre. As Dottie likes it, we'll do it one more time. So inhale, lift up. Exhale over. Maybe walk your hands a little bit further. Ooh, feel that? Yes. Inhale, lift up. Take an exhale. Opposite arm. And again, maybe walk your hand a little bit further. Getting really into those hips as well. And then all the way back to the centre. We're going to come into all fours. So coming into all fours. And we're going to do our classic cat-cow. So hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. You can tuck your toes if you want to. Inhale the gaze up and the buttocks up, we have a back bend. On the exhale, round your back, gaze to your navel, back stretch. Let's take that flow. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, rounding the back. One more, inhale, lift up. And exhale, rounding the back. So it's a great little practice, that one. Standalone practice, that cat-cow. Now I'm going to come into child posture, so long arms in front. I want you to really focus on your armpit area. So I want you to feel the stretch in the armpit while we're in child posture. And then just release it a little bit. And then soften. So it's a nice back stretch. We're going to go into the groin, so walk your hands back. Open your knees wide, your big toes are still together. And we're just going to take a walk forward. And then we'll just release to the earth. Nice, easy breathing. And we're just going to take a nice little side stretch again. So walking the hands to your left. And settle. Walking to the centre and settle. Maybe your heart is approaching the mat, maybe you're high, it doesn't really matter, wherever you are, we're stretching. And then we walk in the opposite direction, so all the way over to the right and bow. And then slowly back to our wisdom posture and settle here. So I'm hoping you're feeling it on the inner thighs as well as the groin area. And a nice long stretch in the spine. And then we're just going to walk the hands back so we can draw the knees together. And we want to find that armpit stretch again. So take a nice long, long stretch of those arms. And then keep the hands anchored to the mat. We're moving into downward facing dog. Come onto your knees, tuck your toes, lift your knees and exhale into downward facing dog. So we have warmed up the hamstrings, but maybe you want to walk your dog, maybe bend your right leg, bend your left leg. Maybe move your hips, be a bit fluid. Nice easy breathing. And then exhale into downward facing dog. And then from here, we're going to come into plank. So first of all, armpit stretch, nice long stretch of the hamstrings, nice stretch of the spine. Look at your toes, come onto your tippy toes, shoulders float over the wrist, push the heels away, you're in plank. Knees down, untuck the toes, buttocks to heels. I'm just going to show you a modified plank for those who don't want to do plank. So nice long arms, onto your knees, tuck your toes, lift your knees, exhale, dog. And then as we inhale into plank, if we don't like it, knees down, cross the ankles and have half plank. So that's your options. Super long arms in front. Onto the knees. Tuck the toes. Lift the knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Push the heels away as soon as you arrive, or knees down for modified plank. Exhale, back to dog. One more, inhale into plank. Push the heels away as soon as you arrive. If you're in full plank, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, back to dog. It's changing. Inhale into plank. Knees down, belly down. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Elbows draw in. Don't push through the hands yet. Just lift the chest, lift the head, and then a gentle pressure through the hands will take you all the way through the cobra, tucking your toes back to downward facing dog. Same flow twice more. Inhale into plank or half plank. Knees down, belly down, elbows in. Rising, cobra, through the knees. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Knees down, belly down. Rising through your cobra, through the knees, and back to downward facing dog. So I'm hoping you're feeling a little bit of heat in the body now. Are you feeling a bit of heat, Dottie?
I am indeed. Good.
So, and again, you don't have to be static in downward facing dog. You can move around and be a nice fluid downward facing dog. So we are going to go back to downward facing dog, but we'll take it through a flow. So I'm going to take and walk to the fingers. Bend the knees. Inhale, rising all the way up. And exhale back, down by the side. So we're going to take downward facing dog. I'm just going to move our mats back a little bit in case you've lost our heads. So just in case we've lost our heads. If we've lost our heads, you can follow our bodies. So I'm going to go the other way so that Dottie will show you one way and I'll show the other way. Going to inhale the arms all the way up. Bend the knees, one down. Right leg back, left leg back. We're backing down and facing dog. So the right leg rises, heel to buttock, and we open up the hips. Hi.
Yeah.
And then bring the right foot down. The left leg rises, heel to buttock, and we open up the hips. So twisting at the waist, and back to downward facing dog. Not happy with that, you can bring your knees down, or stay in the same position, same movement with the knees down. So lots of options. And then back to downward facing dog. And then if you want to, you can pop that plank in. So inhale into your plank. Remember, don't sink in your plank. Push your heels away. Squeeze the glutes, strong arms. Exhale back to dog. And then we'll take a walk all the way forward. Bend the knees and we'll rise all the way back to the front of our mat. So the breath may be a bit ragged now, so just be aware of your breath. Just come back a little bit, Dottie, because I've got a funny feeling our heads are disappearing. So first of all, we're just going to get our breath. A nice, huge eye breath. So inhaling and exhaling. So we know that in yoga the breath is through the nostrils and the mouth is closed. And it's generally on a 4-4 rhythm. So inhale for 4, exhale for 4. Just finding that beautiful breath. And then slowly we'll back into Tadasana. So going to take a little seat. We're going to sit down for our turkey dinner, or veggie dinner, whichever you're having. And we're going to bend the knees. Any back issues, I want you to keep your arms halfway up. No back issues, we'll take them all the way up. Nice easy breathing, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, and then inhale all the way up and exhale down. I'm going to do that one more time. You can make it tougher if you want to by coming onto your tippy toes or drawing the hands together in prayer. So inhale, lift up, prayer posture if you want to. Exhale, sit. You can come onto your tippy toes for a challenge if you want to. Now this particular posture, Utkatasana, is known as fierce posture. You should be able to feel it. And it works every single muscle, joint and all of your internal organs. So it's what often I pop it into the practice. So inhale, lift up and exhale down. Just soften those shoulders. Balance. So I'm not very good at balance, but I'll have a go with you guys. So we're going to open the arms nice and wide. Soften the shoulders. They tend to creep up, soften them. Taking your left toe to the mat. Now feel free to stay here if your balance is not great. Or lift that knee up. Take an inhale and an exhale. And then inhale the arms all the way up. Whoops. And exhale, release down. Told you I wasn't very good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, soften. Opposite foot. And stay on the mat. We're still working the arms isometrically. Or lift the knee up. Nice easy breathing. Inhale up, take an exhale, inhale, lift the knee up higher, and exhale, release down. Good work. Right, Dossie? Good work. Okay, we're just going to take a nice side stretch, and then we're going to have a little break in between to work with the chakras. So let's have the feet together for half moon. Inhale the arms all the way up, take an exhale. Lengthen up now, inhale, and exhale, over to your right. Remember that stretch at the beginning? Here it is again. Inhale, lift up, and exhale over to the left. Inhale up, and exhale, release. Separate your feet. We're going to take that stretch right down to the hips. So left arm lifts up, and exhale, stretch. It's moving down into the hips as well. Inhale, lift up, windmill, exhale over. Inhale, lift up, one more, and then we'll finish on this side. Nice, easy breathing, and then we'll come back to the front of our mats. So you can find a wall or a chair. Dottie's going to find a chair, and we're going to work with the chakras. So we've got a Christmas tree here, but Dottie's going to be a proper Christmas tree working with the chakras. So first of all, tree posture. You can have a support of the chair, or you can have a support of a wall. The outside leg is going to be the one that works first. So either bring it onto your ankle, that's great, great one. You don't want to be near your knee at all. So either on the ankle or above the knee. And then you need to fix your gaze forward and have a fixed gaze point, and that's going to help with your balance. Your spine is straight, and at some time you may want to leave that chair or wall with your other hand and come into tree posture. So we're going to decorate Dottie with 7 bright coloured Christmas decorations, the chakras, working internally. So the first chakra is Muladhara chakra. It's shiny red and filled with love for your family and friends. Situated at the base of the spine. The second chakra is just about 2 inches below your navel. It's the Swanistana chakra. It's bright orange, and it's filled with creativity and romance. The third chakra is located in the stomach area, solar plexus. Manipura chakra. It's bright yellow and filled with confidence in all that you do. We're going to change legs now. Take your time. compassion for those who are not as fortunate as yourself. The fifth chakra, the throat chakra, located in the throat. Its colour is blue, and it's filled with love for yourself. Dottie's wobbling a little bit there. So it's filled with love for yourself, which means don't criticise yourself as well. The sixth chakra, the Ajna chakra, is situated in between the eyebrows. It's filled with humility, allowing us to be grateful for what we have and admitting to our mistakes. The seventh chakra, Sahasrara, it's luminous, at the top of the head, the crown of the head, and it's filled with enlightenment. So thank you, Dottie. Now we're going to come back. Do a little flow into the abdominals. Dottie will be forward and I will be having my back to you. So we're going to inhale the arms all the way up, stretch up, bend the knees, swan down, right leg back into downward facing dog, left leg back and joining it. We're in downward facing dog. Feel free to stay in downward facing dog or pop yourself into child if you want a more restful posture, restful position. So here we go into the abdominals. Right leg rises, bend the knee, bring it to the heart, round your back, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, round your back, knee to heart, shoulders over wrist. One more, lift up. Exhale, rounding, shoulders over wrist. Lift up and exhale back to the earth. Left leg rising up. Knee to heart, round the back, shoulders over wrist. Inhale, lift. Knee to heart, shoulders over wrist. Lift up, last one. Knee to heart, rounding the back, all the way back up. Take it to downward facing dog. Nice easy breathing. Feel free to pop yourself straight into child. We're going to do a couple of planks. For those who want the stronger practice, child posture is your posture for those who want your rest. So child posture is your rest. Let's go. Downward facing dog, into plank. Remember, we push the heels away as soon as we arrive here. Engage the glutes. Exhale back to dog. Inhale into your plank as soon as we arrive. Shoulders over wrists, push the heels away, engage the glutes. And then exhale back to dog. Both knees on the mat. And we join the other guys in child posture. And then slowly we're going to rise up. We're going to come into a seated posture. Nice long legs. I'm going to stay on the mat now. I'm just going to stay on the mat. Nice easy breathing. And we're back in this long-legged seated posture again. You're going to take up your right leg, draw it into the perineum, and we're going to open up as if we were in the tree again. Now if the knee's compromised, just throw it out and forget about it. We're going to keep that long, straight spine. Toes are up, arms come up. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lengthen. Inhale all the way up, and exhale, release. So inhale up, exhale, lengthen. Inhale all the way up, and exhale, release. And then this is the last one. Inhale up, exhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Do not round your back. So you're looking forward at your fingers. You're not rounding your back. You round your back, you'll take it into your lumbar area. We don't want that pulling here. So take your hands wherever they lay. They may be up by your thighs. They may be down by your calves, by your ankles. Who knows where they're going to be, but the spine is long. And we gaze to the toes. And we bow. Nice, easy breathing. So you want to keep this focus on this spine being nice and long as we draw the chest down to the thigh. Nice, easy breathing. I'm looking at my toes. And I'm wondering if everybody else is looking at their toes. Did you manage to get a pedicure fitted in? who knows, before we went into these silly, awful lockdowns. Nice easy breathing, and exhale. And then slowly bring that leg back. I'm going to change sides. So the opposite foot comes in. Remember, throw the leg out if the knee's compromised at all. Toes are up, arms are up. Inhale, exhale, lengthen. Inhale, lift, exhale, release. Inhale, lift, exhale, lengthen. Inhale, lift, and exhale, release. And then this is the last one. Inhale, lift, exhale, lengthen. Laying the hands wherever they lay. Gaze is forward, toes are facing to the ceiling. We take the walk with the chest, not with the nose. The chest approaches the thigh. We keep our gaze forward. Spine is long. You may need to bend your knees if your hamstrings do scream at you. Keep the chest approaching the thighs. Keep the gaze forward. Let's not compromise those spines. If you're near your foot, take hold of it. If you're not near your foot, don't worry. Every day you do this, you get closer. Nice, easy breathing. Don't force anything in yoga. Work with your own body, your own breath, your own postures. Postures are not important. It's how you feel in them that's important. One more breath. Inhale and exhale, release. And then slowly all the way back up again. Bring that knee in and open the legs nice and wide. Toes are up. Take an inhale, lengthen through the spine. On the exhale, take a twist and come over your left leg. Take an inhale here and exhale, take a bow. Same principle, chest approaches the thigh. And we just walk into that forward bend. Knees can be bent if your hamstrings are tight. Couple more breaths. And then slowly walk your hands all the way back. We lengthen through the spine. Take an inhale. On the exhale, we twist. And over the right leg. Nice, easy breathing. Inhale. Exhale, chest to thigh. Gazing at those toes. And then slowly we rise all the way back up again. Pick up the knees. And we'll come back to that long leg. We're just going to do a little bit more abdominal work. Or you're going to have a little relax, your choice. We're going to lay on our backs. So if you want to, you can just switch off here and have your feet flat on the mat and relax here. Or you can work into the abdominals. Now when we work into these abdominals, we're not involving the neck at all. So it's quite a nice practice to not involve the neck. Sometimes the neck gets involved too much in abdominals. Arms are open. Shoulders stay flat onto the mat. Knees into chest. Take an inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to hover the knees to your left. So just feel that hovering. Back to the center. And hover in the opposite direction. Nice, easy breathing. Back to the center. And we just keep hovering. And then back to the center, and hover again the opposite side. We're going to take a different one if we want to. You want to keep your shoulders on the mat, hover, and stretch the legs. Keep the shoulders on the mat. Bend the knees back to the center, hover. Keep the shoulders on the mat, and stretch. Back to the center, one more round. Over we go. Stretch if you want. Back to the center. Back, over, and stretch if you want to, and then back to the center. So I'm going to bring those feet flat to the mat now. I'm going to take a posture called bridge. So bring your heels quite close to your buttocks. Maybe your fingertips can touch the heels. We're going to lift the pubic bone up to the ceiling. At the same time, squeeze your buttocks and lift. Lift, 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 lift. And exhale, release down. Let me do that a couple more times. So inhale, lift, lift, lift. Now maybe shuffle the shoulder blades together and maybe bring the hands, interlock the hands and then push the forearms into the mat, which will lift you up even higher. Nice easy breathing, couple more breaths. And then release the hands, release the body. Bring both knees into the chest and rock and roll. Keeping your feet flat onto the mat. Just drop your knees over to the right. Back to the center and over to the left. Keeping the feet flat on the mat now. One more time to your right. Back to the center and to your left. And then your final knee hug. Knees into chest, nice knee hug. And then feet flat onto the mat. Wide legs. As wide as the mat really. Shoulders soften, hands, palms faced upwards, and again, the arms are wide as well. So go as wide as you want. You haven't got social distancing in your own home, so keep those legs and arms nice and wide to be in your Shavasana. And while you're in your Shavasana, I'm just going to read you a quote from Gandhi. Keep your thoughts positive, because your thoughts become your words. Keep your words positive, because your words become your behavior. Keep your behavior positive, because your behavior becomes your habits. Keep your habits positive, because your habits become your values. And keep your values positive, because your values become your destiny. So settle the whole body now in your Shavasana. Nice calm breathing. It is always important to have a Shavasana after your practice. I know the urge sometimes is to get up once you've done your practice, but this Shavasana brings harmony back to the breath, the body and the mind. So stay here for as long as you like. Dottie and I are going to rise up to say goodbye to you, so rolling over. We're coming up into our seated position. So thank you, New Energy, for joining us. I do hope you've enjoyed your practice. We will be back on the mat in New Year. Hopefully the next year will be a lot more positive and hopeful than this past year has been. But I wish you all a very happy, peaceful and content Christmas, and we'll see you on the mat in New Year. So thank you, Dottie, for joining me.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for joining us. Hands in front of your hearts. Namaste.
Namaste.
Happy Christmas.
Happy